Hi, Paul. I can confirm I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And
Now to get my,
thank you, Chair. I can confirm the meeting is now live.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, folks. A cold one, but it's a very short agenda today. We'll start with our land acknowledgement that the Halifax Regional Municipality is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. The municipality acknowledges the peace and friendship treaties signed in this territory and recognizes that we are all treaty people. And I'd like to take a moment to thank Tim Brasisco for his service to this committee. He has a lot of scheduling conflicts, so he has decided to step down from it. Item 2 was the approval of our minutes from the December 11th meeting. Has anyone noted any errors or omissions? None so being, I'm going to call for a motion to approve minutes.
So moved.
And I'll move to approve the minutes.
I move to second it.
That settles that. Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the order of business. Simon, are there any additions or deletions? No.
Thank you, Chair. No additions or deletions received by the clerk's office at this time.
Great. Thank you. Is there a member who would like to move items? Okay, none so being. Can I have a mover to approve the order of business for today?
I
move.
Oh, we have lots.
In here.
We're a little slow today.
It's cold, yeah. Do we have a seconder?
I second it.
Okay, I didn't hear it, sorry. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None so being, motion passed. Business arising out of the minutes, there's nothing on the listing for that. And if anyone has a conflict of interest for any of the items on today's agenda, would they please declare that conflict? None so being, we will move on to consideration of deferred business. There's none. Correspondence and delegations. Has there been any correspondence received, Simon, in the clerk's office?
Thank you, Chair. I can confirm that we've not received any correspondence for this meeting.
All right, thank you. Are there any petitions for today's meeting?
I can confirm none received by the clerk's office.
Thank you very much. And there are no presentations listed. And no information items brought forward. We're moving along. We're on item 9 already. Reports and discussion. We have a staff report. 9.1.1 request to include 8 Sullivan's Hill, Bedford, from the Registry of Heritage Properties of the Halifax Regional Municipality. And Elizabeth Cushing will be presenting that, please.
Thank you, Chair. Let's share my screen here. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Not yet, it'll come. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you. So good afternoon, Chair and members of the Heritage Advisory Committee. My name is Elizabeth Cushing. I'm a heritage planner with Planning and Development, and I'll be presenting the 8 Sullivan's Hill Heritage Registration Request. The subject property is located within the block bound by Sullivan's Hill to the north, High Street to the west, Lindsay Hill to the south, and Bedford Highway to the east. All registration applications for heritage buildings are evaluated by HAC using the following criteria. So should the HAC score a property with more than 50 points, a positive recommendation will be forwarded to Regional Council. I'll provide a summary of the findings for each criterion and pause after each to provide time for HAC to deliberate. The subject property was originally part of Crown lands that were granted to Andrew Heffler. In 1894, Andrew issued a deed for the lot containing present-day 8 Sullivan's Hill to his son, Joseph, who was a carpenter. Bedford tax records for that time and other archival records indicate that the property, known as Red Gables, was constructed circa 1894 by Joseph. As the property was constructed circa 1894, staff recommend a score of 13.
Federation to the end of the 19th century. How do people feel about that number?
Good.
That's fine, 13.
Okay, we seem to have consensus. Anyone opposed to 13? Okay, let's move on.
No.
Great, thank you. Red Gables has historical associations with the Heffler, DeWolf, and Sullivan families. The Heffler family was one of the largest landowning families in Bedford in the mid to late 19th century. The family commissioned well-known architect Andrew Duor to design their family home known as Costin House, which was along the Bedford Highway. Andrew's son Joseph built Red Gables. The DeWolf family lived at Red Gables from 1903 to 1910. Henry DeWolf worked as a shipping agent in the family company of T.A.S. DeWolf and Son Merchants and eventually became president of the company. Their first 3 children were born at Red Gables, including Harry DeWolf. Harry served in World War II and is the namesake of DeWolf Park in Bedford. The Sullivan family lived at Red Gables from 1910 to 2023. Eugene Sullivan began working as a bookkeeper at A. Gunn & Co., a growing feed and seed company, and later served as president. Red Gables is located on what was previously known as 3rd Street, and it was renamed Sullivan's Hill in honor of the family. So for its local historical associations with prominent Bedford families, staff recommends a score of 11 to 15.
If anyone have any suggestions where we'll fall in that range?
I would say a 14 for this property, given the history of it and the family relations.
You know, there's a lot of heritage roots there in that community.
Yeah, there's a lot of heritage to it.
So does 14 sound acceptable to everybody?
14's fine.
14's good.
14, any opposed? 14, thank you.
Thank you. Red Gables was built by Joseph Heffler. Joseph was a carpenter in Bedford and one of the sons of Andrew and Eliza Heffler. There are multiple mortgages and deeds in his name that were granted around the same time, which indicates that he contributed to construction of several properties within this immediate area. For Joseph's local contributions to Bedford's historic built environment, staff recommend a score of 1 to 3.
And so it's primarily locally significant within the village of Bedford at that time. Anyone have any suggestions? Is that range?
What's meant by locally significant? The house itself?
No, the architect?
Yeah, oh, the architect.
His input into that community.
Okay, understand.
So 2 or 3 perhaps?
I'd say
If-
3.
3?
If he had multiple mortgages and did a lot of building, probably had a large impact. Be a very small community at that time.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
So 3?
sound fine?
3.
3, okay. We'll go forward with 3 then. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Red Gables is a wood-framed, single-detached house with wood cladding. The house stands on brick and stone foundation for the original portion, and there's concrete on the later modifications. Joseph used balloon frame construction, which was standard by the late 19th century, as the method allowed for buildings to be raised with less labor, time, and skill, which made them a more economical option. Balloon framing is rarely used today, but influenced contemporary platform construction. So balloon framing, while common in its own time, was replaced by platform framing from the 1930s onwards and is growing increasingly less common. As such, staff recommend a score between 1 and 3 points.
Okay, how do people feel?
What does staff recommend? What number?
Between 1 and 3.
Oh, between 1 and 3. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Given that there aren't many balloon frame houses left in Bedford or somewhat across the province, I would give it a 3.
I agree.
That's
Yeah,
a good
okay.
number. Yeah.
Significant type of construction as well.
Yes.
So we're agreed on 3?
Yeah, we're all agreed.
3. Oh,
All right, thank you.
Elizabeth?
Red Gables is a unique demonstration of the stick architectural style, which served as a late 19th century transitional style between the Gothic and Queen Anne styles. There are a few examples of purely stick style residences in Nova Scotia, as the style was typically incorporated into Queen Anne style homes. The character defining elements of Red Gables include, but are not limited to, the shingle cladding and decorative brackets along the cornice, vertically inclined decorative wood ornamentation such as the gable finial, red color of the roof and the red painted gable detailing, high-pitched gable roof with truncated hipped gables, and full front porch with ornamental bracketed posts, diamond balustrades, and decorative elements. So as a moderately rare example of the stick architectural style, staff recommend a score of 4 to 6.
Any suggestions?
I would tend toward a 5 on that mark.
Split the difference? Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think the
Five.
5 is also appropriate. Yeah.
5 sounds good.
We'll go with 5 then.
Okay, let's go with 5.
Great, thank you. Modifications to Red Gables include the L, which was added in 1912, which is the rear addition, upstairs bedroom, which was constructed in 1934, which is known as the South Side Front Addition, the veranda replaced with a sun porch, and the rear addition containing a bathroom and a kitchen. Red Gables has seen some modifications, however, the original form and design elements are still extant. As such, staff recommend a score of 6 to 10.
Okay. How does 8 sound to people?
I would agree with that.
8 sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Good. We will go with 8. Thank you.
Thank you. Red Gables is the last remaining structure known to be built by the Heffler family on their original family lot. The property has physical, visual, and historical associations with the surrounding area. Red Gables supports the residential character of the surrounding neighborhood and is one of the few remaining 19th century structures in Bedford. The property has visual connections as well to the railway in Bedford Basin. Red Gables is a distinctive architectural asset that contributes to the historic built environment in Bedford. As such, staff recommend a score of 6 to 10.
There's not much of that left in Bedford at the rate it's developing. I tend towards an 8 or a 9 or in that the
I
upper
would
end.
go with an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 is fine with me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
8 it is.
Perfect.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think we crossed the 50 line pretty easily.
Thank you, Chair. I can confirm that I believe we've got 54 in total.
Okay. Thank you. Can I have a motion from someone, please, that we would recommend this to Regional Council?
I make that recommendation to City Council.
Okay. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Thank you.
I believe Councillor Hensby was just joining while I was consumed with work in terms of just keeping up with the scoring and minutes. So I may have just missed him. I just wanted to pause just in case we wanted to, just before approving the motion, just check if Councillor had any contributions to make to the discussion.
Well, thank you very much, Ross. I was looking over this application stuff myself. I was going, oh, it's going to be a close one. And, what I was amazed by the amount of renovations and changes the building has gone through over the years and stuff. And I really hope that the applicant is going to really restore it to the grandeur it used to have and stuff. And I'm looking forward to that because seeing it boarded up with the condition it's in is certainly disheartening. But hopefully that with this positive rating of 54, moving it forward to heritage status. I hope that the property owner will move forward, make application to our heritage program as well to help see if that can assist with some of the renovation costs. But I really hope to see the restoration of this whole house back to the grandeur it used to have.
Yeah, it would be nice, no question. And it is sad to see them slowly go downhill like that. For the motion itself, who made the motion? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I made the motion, Paul.
Oh, that's great. Can you read the details of the motion into the minutes, please?
I make a motion to recommend approval to city council. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
There, yeah, I was gonna say you had it in front
All
of you.
right, my memory is just so good. Okay, so HRTG 2024-00773. Request to include 8 Sullivan's Hill, Bedford, and the Registry of Heritage Properties for the Halifax Regional Municipality motion. That the Heritage Advisory Committee recommend that Halifax Regional Council 1 set a date for a heritage hearing to consider the inclusion of the subject property in the Registry of Heritage Property for the Halifax Regional Municipality, and approve the request to include 8 Sullivan's Hill, Bedford, in the Registry of Heritage Property for the Halifax Regional Municipality, as shown on map 1 of the stat report dated December 16th, 2024, as municipal heritage property under the Heritage Property Act.
Ah, thank you. Do we have a seconder?
Nancy seconded. Did she?
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, I think Nancy
I
did
did.
second it
Oh, you
already.
did. Sorry, I missed that. Okay. Some of this coming in and out for me. Any further debate or discussion on the question? Okay, if there's none, I'm going to call for a question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Approved.
None so being, motion passed. 9.2, we do have a committee member updates. There are no added items. And that only leaves announcing the date of our next meeting, which is February the 26th. And we just need a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved, sir.
Oh, thank you. Have a good day, folks. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Simon.